Hey there, sweet friends. Welcome to the Peacock Homestead. And if you are new here, my name is Elizabeth. In this week's video, I'm doing a bit of rendering some beef tallow. I'm also up potting some plants. My tomato plants were getting a little bit too big for those plant starter containers that I had them in, so I had to replant those. And I'm also doing a bit of cooking as well as some much needed spring cleaning. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, let's get into the video. So if you are new here, this is Ronan, our rescue German Shepherd, and we are slowly introducing him to all of our homestead animals. Tiana was looking at him like, what is that thing, Mom? The chickens can definitely hold their own. They already put him in his place, so he's a little bit wary of them. They probably think that he's a snack, and I said, no, that is a friend. This is a little package of beef tallow that I got. It kind of filled all the way up to the top of the pan, and I got a few jars from it, so that was good. I just had to cook it for a very long time, so I cooked it for 2 days. I did add a 20-ounce bottle of water in there, and I cooked it so long the water boiled out. So I usually do a longer process, but this time I just did a one cook and go kind of thing. I rendered it down, and then I strained the fat pieces out. I did cook it for 2 days, so the pieces ended up being really small like this. That is all the constituents I got out of there. And I'm just going to fill it in jars and put the lids on top and just let it air cool, and they all sealed. So I got 1 quart and a pint, and I also filled a little bitty half pint. So I was happy with that. And I could tell the difference between the fat, which was coming off the muscles, and the fat that was coming off the organs. This was definitely suet. So this was fat off of the internal organs of the cow. This suet is what most people prefer over just regular beef fat, but I usually get what I get when I go to Price Chopper. I'll ask for 20 pounds of fat that I can render, and they'll just give me a mixture of both, so I can't really be picky. I get what I get, and you can make beautiful things with it, such as body butter or face tallow, and you can make really nice bar soap, as well as many other things, healing balm and whatnot. So I am really happy with that. This week I went to Walmart and I got some dirt for up potting my tomato plants because I needed to get that done. They're getting a little bit too leggy, but it is just a project. If things don't turn out, I know who to buy tomatoes from, my Amish friends down the road. They always have beautiful tomatoes, so this will be a nice project to see what happens. It'll be my test project for this year's tomatoes. I usually love doing cherry tomatoes, so I'll probably have to get some of those started soon. Those are my favorite for snacking and whatnot, but these are Roma tomatoes, so hopefully they'll do good. I'll probably put these in the back. I usually have a nice tomato garden in my wooden bed in the back of the house. Then my chicory I was going to up pot, and I have plans for those as well. Hopefully they'll do good, and I'll be making some chicory root coffee. Because not only do I love doing vegetable beds, but I also love medicinal beds as well. Because at this house we make a lot of herbal medicine. And on this night I decided to make a cottage pie to make it really simple and easy for myself. I got some hamburger going. I got about a pound there, and I got one of my second to last corns that I got from my favorite farm stand. It's the place where you just get the best corn ever, and I've been going there for years. It's actually a sweeter corn, so when you can it, it turns brown, but that is fine with me. I wouldn't trade it for any other. But I'm just assembling this. I'm just putting a little bit of butter in between the layers with some salt and pepper. And then on the top, I have my mashed potatoes. And I put a little bit of butter and I pop it in the oven. And this is actually one of the hub's favorite meals. We've had it using mashed buttercup squash on top, and that was the bee's knees. So I love doing different things with this. It's an easy homemade meal and you can make it your own. And of course, we had to make a sweet treat for after dinner. So I decided to make my thumbprint jam cookies, except for I'm going to be adding some apple butter to this. And they actually turned out amazing. I would have never thought that I could make jam print cookies with apple butter. But I've been trying to be creative with my apple butter because I made so much. I usually just had it on toast, but I've made sweetbread with it. I made these thumbprint cookies with it. I've also put it in place of cinnamon for cinnamon rolls, and those were definitely our favorite. You can make jammy bars, those little sweet treat bars, and just put jam on top and bake it in the oven, and those are delicious. So finally our cottage pie is all done and we can enjoy our dinner, and we can eat out this for 3 or 4 days. That is a lot for us. I'll usually just pop it in the fridge or the freezer, and we can just heat it up for another homemade meal another day. This is a really good meal to make ahead, store it in the freezer, and just bake it and have a wonderful meal when you don't feel like cooking from scratch, or if you're really busy and you want to eat a nice homemade meal. Our apple butter thumbprint cookies are finally done. They look a little crackly, but they were super ooey gooey and soft on the inside, and the next day they were even better. And this week I decided to take on a whole bunch of spring cleaning, and I started by cleaning out my fridge. And this is the reality of what it looks like if you can a lot and you just kind of compact all the little jars of this and that in there, and it just gets crazy. So I'm doing a big spring cleaning. I had to prioritize it. I figured all my animals were safe, they're fed, and now that I have a few minutes, I can do a couple things that really need me, like my refrigerator, and I also needed to dust off all of my jars. And I'm going to be getting ready for the summer, when you're just compiling all of your goodies from your garden and you are canning again. I usually clean my fridge out once a month anyway, but it definitely needed a big spring clean. And of course I have my helpers here. I have Ronan. This is the first time he's ever seen the inside of a fridge. So he was just having a blast following me around, and it was like mayhem with all the dogs and trying to clean. But that is what training is about. He was trying to steal my hot sauce. He ended up stealing my towel. He was just being a little stinker bug. So the cleaners that I usually try to use are more natural. I have my Castile soap I have mixed in with water in my spray bottle. I use that for the fridge, or I make a little concoction, which is a sink scrub, which has lemon juice, essential oil, and it also has baking soda in it. It's pretty much a universal scrub. You can use it in your oven, on top of your oven, and in your bathroom sink and tub. When I'm trying to prioritize things to do on the homestead, I prioritize ruthlessly. So I'll focus on the living animals first. Everyone's okay. And then I'll just focus on tasks that really need me first. Like if the chickens needed their coop changed, just want to make sure everyone is okay. And then I can come inside and prioritize what needs to be cleaned first. Do I need to first go to the store and get things? Or it's just overwhelming with all of the things that need to be done. So today I need to do some spring cleaning. I did the fridge, and now I'm dusting all my cans. It gets pretty dusty with all these critters running around, but I try to keep a clean house. I always make sure at least the floors get done, but I'll dust first and then do the floors. And then I'll wipe all the shelves off and the tables and then vacuum. So I get all that done, and then the next day it'll be dirty again. But that is okay. At least I tried. A lot of the times I'll make a to-do list. That helps a little bit. And then I have ADHD and I will just chase the next squirrel. I just try to prioritize and do the most important things. And then I can put things off that need to be done the next day, because there is no such thing as getting all the things done in 1 or even 2 days, let alone months or years sometimes. But I just prioritize and make at least inside important and prioritize cleaning, and that is after the animals are taken care of. I have to do a lot of time managing techniques because I have actually a lot on my plate. I work and I have a homestead, and I also do YouTube, and I have a lot of animals to take care of. So I try to do to-do lists. I'm flexible with my routines, but my animals are always on a routine. I'm trying to make sure everything's functional. I accept setbacks, and I definitely avoid comparison. Every homestead is different and unique, and nothing is perfect. And that's all I have for you this week, friends. I hope you have a wonderful week. Many blessings, and I'll see you on the next one.